So welcome everyone. What we started doing before the recording started is typing in the district we're from and the clubs that we are a member of. So far, I believe, did I count correctly? There's 4 different districts here right now, right? 4 different districts are here. How exciting.
Yeah.
We have Las Vegas, Washington, Tacoma, Washington. Where else do we have? Anyone else?
Someone's representing District 9, but she's from District 32.
Right. San
Yeah.
Diego's in the house. Yay, Gail. Well, we always like to introduce ourselves here, and we do have 4 club growth chairs. That's part of this club growth team. I'd love to introduce you to 2 of them that are here tonight. Our first club growth chair is Zinnia Ship. Zinnia, floor is all yours.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Marketing Mondays. I work closely with our Club Growth Director, Elizabeth Ruiz, to ensure that areas, sections in District 56 who are void of any Toastmasters club do get a Toastmasters club this Toastmaster year. And that's my role as your Club News Source Research Chair.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Zinnia. Our second club growth chair here tonight is Troy Rocket. Troy.
Thank you, and hello, Elizabeth and fellow Toastmasters. I am Troy Rocket, your District 56 Club Quality Chair for Club Mentors. And my role as Club Quality Chair is to support the hard work of our Club Mentor training team that advises our Club Mentors on how best to teach our new club how to provide an atmosphere of excellence at every meeting to build that foundation for future growth. And I encourage each of you or your fellow officers to invest in the future of District 56 by volunteering to be a new club mentor and, as a bonus, receive credit for your Distinguished Toastmaster Award. Back to you, Elizabeth.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Troy and Zinnia. We would not be here if it was not for you two. We also have 2 more club growth chairs. Pamela McCown is our club extension chair. She's also leads our club sponsors. I placed her link to the District 56 page in chat. And our 4th club growth chair is our club retention chair, David Bell. He is also in leading the club coaches. His page is in chat, as well as the 3 membership building programs from World Headquarters. And what membership building program is going on right now? Can anyone share? Come on. I know someone has to know. What's the number? What's going on right now? The club membership program. Say it loud.
Talk Up Toastmasters.
There we go, Marcia, our past, is it distinguished district governor? Marcia, yes, you would know. Okay, where can we find these? Well, that is a link to our club incentives. And when you click on that link, you will see all of the incentives and the 3 club building programs as well. It's a lot of fun. Win prizes, awards, gift certificates, and recognition. With the 3 club membership building programs, you're recognized on the TI website as well as your district website. Okay, welcome everyone. We have so many different districts here. It's so great to see. I would love for Troy and Zinnia to help me let our guests in. We are going to get this started. And let's ask a question. Who here can tell me what is positive psychology? Does anyone know? Can give me an answer in a few words or a sentence. Positive psychology. Michelle.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Positive psychology is the study of what works, what makes people happy, what makes people successful, what those people are doing that they have in common. And it's a way that we can leverage that for ourselves by adapting those same behaviors.
Excellent. Would anyone else like to add to Michelle? She did a really good job. Thank you, Michelle. Well, is positive psychology the future of marketing?
Sure thing.
Yes, it is.
Definitely.
Yes, you're right, Robert. Positive psychology is very new. It's one of the newest areas of the psychology. And it's fascinating. It's not only fascinating, it makes sense. Does anyone here know the Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Have you seen that photo, that diagram? I'll share it on the screen. Can you see it? Okay.
What is it called?
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This will be placed in our shared Google Drive. Now, the very top one, it's usually you need the bottom first to reach the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. But self-actualization, this is what we're going to talk about. And this is really the heart of positive psychology marketing. Now, why would we say positive psychology marketing? Positive psychology, as I shared earlier, it's fairly new. It was, I would say, created around 1998. It's really, really new. And there's a lot of research going on with positive psychology. I'll place a lot of research articles in our shared Google Drive that will go into a really deep dive about positive psychology, the different psychological models, the different pillars, and you'll really be able to understand a lot more. But we have about 20 minutes to really get into this. And what I wanted to share are, there's 3 levels of positive psychology, and it's positive experiences, positive individual traits, and positive institutions. Can you hear or see or feel or explain how Toastmasters would be in those 3 different levels of positive psychology? That would be positive experiences. Does Toastmasters give that to us? Yes. Positive individual traits. Does Toastmasters help us have positive individual traits? Absolutely. And positive institutions. What is that? A club, a Toastmasters club. Can our Toastmasters club become a positive institution? Absolutely. Well, let's go a little bit deeper than that. The practice of positive psychology. One of the ways we can practice it is by having gratitude. Gratitude will help your club practice positive psychology. What I would like to ask, you can place this in chat or you can come off of mute. I've seen and heard sometimes in clubs where maybe a club officer is on the verge of burnout, or they're not having a good day, or maybe other officers aren't doing their roles and responsibilities, and members will verbalize not positive, but the opposite. And maybe there's a guest there or a new member, and we're hearing not 100% of positive comments. the best way we can exercise and practice positive psychology is by remembering to have a mind shift of how we verbalize things. And I'm going to share an example. And I actually learned this watching a speech contest in Toastmasters. And this is how it goes. Oh my gosh, I have to go to my Toastmasters meeting. Okay, so now I'm here. Oh no, 4 of the officers didn't show up. The agenda's not here. The room isn't set up by the sergeant at arms. I cannot believe I have to do everything. I have to set up the room. I have to find roles to fill. And I'm going to have to be the Toastmaster. Okay, now what if we back up and shift our mindset to a more positive psychology, practice positive psychology. And this is what it would look like. And it's flipping one word. If we can practice not saying have, instead of have, say, I get to. And this is what it sounds like. I'm in my meeting. The room's not set up. Some officers aren't here. The agenda's not done. And the Toastmaster is absent. And this is what it would sound like. Wow, welcome everyone. Today, I get to be the Toastmaster. Oh, and I get to set up the room today. I love setting up the room. It's so much fun. And I get to assign roles. Who here doesn't have a role today? If we can shift from constantly saying, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, to I get to do this today. It sounds so much more positive because we are always being watched and heard, and it's so important. Can anyone relate to this scenario? Raise your hand or come off
Absolutely.
a mute. Oh, I see a lot of hands. Harold, Ryan, Mary, Anita, Marcia, someone come off and mute and tell me how you felt.
I feel this every week when I'm in League City Toastmasters. Scott Livingston has a committed job now, and hasn't been in the meeting in like a few months. Me and the president every Friday are the only ones who show up to the meeting, and it really is exhausting me having to send out emails. And then I tried to email Scott today, and I don't hear from him much anymore. So
Okay, but Robert, I'm going to stop you. Why don't we flip it and let me hear you say, I get to open up the meeting. I get to create the agenda. Just say it. I hear a lot of, I have to do this. They're not showing up. Try some positive psychology. Not only would you verbalize it, but those that are around you will hear it. So let's just hear how great it is that you're going to be able to get to do something. Let's say it. Just say something. Let's hear it.
it's great to do something.
Okay, Ryan, I saw your hand up.
I did, and you are awesome in this. I get to it. I get to instead of I have to was birthed as a thought process when I'm fatigued. You know, because I know we can relate to things that are personal. I'm fatigued with the little one. We were up all night. They were crying. I got family members who are getting sick. I got people who were here who have gone on to be in heaven. And I still look up and you breathe in and say, I get to. Because as long as you draw breath in your lungs and you open your eyes and you get to put 2 feet on top of this ground, it's still I get to. No matter how rough or tough a scenario is, you get to do it. You get to wake up in the morning, you get to get out of that house get to be in that traffic. You get, and it really is a difference because it's a lot of people who would trade places and take your have to every day of the week. And that's even when it's tough. And it's been, I've had, my mom has gone home to be with Jesus in 2022. My dad had Hodgkin's lymphoma. We had the twins that should have been the happiest news in 2019, but then we fell into a cancer string right there with the family. And every day still I get to. And my mama would look at me right now and say, I better not see you put that head down in front. You better roll them shoulders back and put that head up. You know how I raised you, son. So that get to instead of I have to is something that I hope it resonates with all of you on the inside, because it's not easy to say it. It really isn't. I know you can do, I know it's in you though.
Now, I wonder who gave that speech. Could it have been someone on this call tonight? Raise your hand if you gave that speech. Come on, Ryan. There we go. Give him a round of applause.
I love it.
Because of Ryan that I dedicate this evening of Marketing Monday to what we're discussing. He gave the most phenomenal speech on what was the title? Is it I Get To?
Get to instead of I have to. You're
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We have 2 minutes open if anyone else would like to share if anything resonated with you. Yes, Anita.
Elizabeth, I belong to several clubs and they're low membership clubs. So it's not a matter of, oh, gee, I wonder what I'm going to do today. It's what do I get to do today? And I have been the Anita show several times, which is a lot of fun. What I do to obtain that, I don't know if that's the right word, to attain that, not obtain, is I adjust the meeting. So, all right, we have one speaker, woohoo! We might give him extra time. We have table topics. We can extend the table topics. We can extend them to 3 or 5 minutes. We can have continuing table topics where the story continues. We can have round robin table topics where I ask a question and the person that answers the question answers it and then asks the next person, and then whoever is there gets to have 1 or 2 questions, depending on how much time we have. We have a brief evaluation of a speaker and we just keep it rolling. And a lot of times what I do, I'm sorry, I'm taking too much time. A lot of times what I will do if I don't have anyone signed up for roles because nobody knows if they're coming, I will text out. I will do a free toast, but I will text out with a club chat text. This is the agenda. And I list out certain things and certain people that are going to do it. If they don't respond, I assume they'll be there. If they don't show up, we'll appoint somebody as they arrive.
Excellent. Thank you.
Everybody gets a positive feeling about it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Anita. Okay. Now, what is the reasoning behind all of this? These practices help you and others boost happiness. When we go into our Toastmasters meeting, not all of us are saying, yeah, we get to go to Toastmasters today. Some of them might be saying, oh gosh, I have to go to Toastmasters. I'm one of the speakers, or I'm a table topics master. But when we get there and we're boosting positive psychology, we're helping ourselves and others boost happiness in our clubs. This is helping to retain members and to increase members because you might have a guest there. Positive psychology will make life more meaningful. It will bring meaning and purpose to life, to your club, and within yourself. And when we feel good inside, we will want to make others feel good inside instead of coming in and saying, oh, I have to. Say, I get to. That's a great way to start. We have to start boosting positive thinking. Remember, try to catch yourself saying, oh, I have to do this, and flip it like I learned from Ryan over a year ago, listening to his speech about I get to do something. Now, the psychological marketing, this positive psychology marketing, there's a couple of models, but it's called psychological capital. Does anyone here understand that term, psychological capital? Okay, psychological capital, and before we go into it for 15 seconds, what is capital? There's three well-known types of capital. One of them, pardon?
Money.
Capital is an asset that you can invest. but
Okay,
to grow more assets.
excellent. Thank you, Harold. Well, the first well-known type of capital is economic.
Mhm.
And that question is, what do you have? And like Harold shared, it includes finances and assets. What would be a second type of capital?
Social capital.
Excellent.
Who do you know?
That's right, Michelle. And this is relationships, networks, friends. And there is a third capital. Yes, Robert.
Like in the beginning of a sentence?
No, we're going to go ahead and answer that real quick. It's called human capital. And the question for this would be, what do you know? And this includes experience, skills, and knowledge. Well, those three capitals, economic, human, social, what do you have? What do you know? Who do you know? Toastmasters can play a part in all three of these. There's also something called psychological capital. Michelle, do you know about this too? Psychological capital, the question is, who are you? Who are you is psychological capital. And this is in terms of psychological resources. And it's a higher order construct comprised of 4 words: hope, efficacy, resilience, and optimism. And those 4 words spell out an acronym of HOPE, H-O-P-E. I'm sorry, HERO, H-E-R-O. And it's actually a term in positive psychology, and it's called the HERO model. And the HERO acronym, it stands for these 4 positive psychological states. H is hope, and it's a sense of energy to persevere towards your goals through proactive planning. Does that sound like something we could learn in Toastmasters? Yes. The second acronym, the second letter in HERO model is E, efficacy, a belief in your own ability to produce results and achieve self-defined goals. Is this something that we can learn in Toastmasters? Yes. The R in HERO is resilience, a positive way of coping, even when it seems as though there are no solutions to negative situations. Does this sound like something that we can learn in Toastmasters? Yes. And the O in HERO is optimism. Being and remaining positive about the likelihood of personal success now and in the future. Is this something that we can learn in Toastmasters? Yes. Positive psychology, the HERO model. This is what we can share to guests and our current members. How wonderful is this? Now, what is the benefit of high psychological capital? It's often associated with an increase in an individual's job performance, job satisfaction, work engagement, organizational commitment, and psychological well-being. It's also involved with a reduction of turnover, job stress, anxiety, and cynicism. How wonderful is that? Now, according to research, and I will put all of this in our shared Google Drive, a high psychological capital is related to 3 things: organizational culture, supervisor support, and leadership. Now, this really sounds a lot like Toastmasters. this is what we can learn from being in a club, something that we can learn in not only being in a club, joining a club, attending a club, and participating in a club with pathways and functionary roles, but being part of a club means being part of a team, a group, and practicing positive psychology and catching each other speaking in a negative tone and helping them turn it around. And what is that, Ryan?
Get to.
Get
Say
to. I couldn't even get it out. Get to. Thank you.
That's right. Not I have to. I
Yes,
get
ma'am.
to.
I get to.
I get to be the Toastmaster today. I get to do 2 different functionary roles today. Woo! I get to set up the room when our sergeant at arms didn't show up. It's fine. This is so important. Why? And I'm going to share, this is so easy. Marketing is generally, it's always played at a lower order, meaning a problem, a solution. That's what marketing usually is, problem, and we have a solution. You have a need, we have a product or a service that can fill it. Buy our product and you'll be less miserable. But what if we did like a highest order of need, the need for self-actualization or the need to fulfill your highest potential. And that is one that psychologists and marketers have only recently begun to recognize. And these are sometimes referred to the B needs. And it's not just about filling a need, but it's about becoming a better person. And this really gets into that Maslow hierarchy of needs, and positive psychology marketing is really just now catching on, because according to Maslow, one level of deficiency needs became fulfilled, then humans would inevitably discover new levels of need until they finally reach that level of self-actualization. For instance, that first level, I had shown let me see if I can find that again here. Maslow, here we go. So here's the Maslow hierarchy of needs. Can you see the Maslow hierarchy of needs? We have 1 minute. I will place this in our shared Google Drive. So for the last 100 years, marketers have been focused on fulfilling the deficiency needs. But what we're trying to do now is filling something at a higher level and looking at it in more of a state of being to how can we enhance your state of being? So people are constantly yearning for more and more and more and more, and they're looking to enhance their state of being. And marketing is just beginning to reflect this. So several recent marketing campaigns have demonstrated how positive psychology is increasingly being incorporated into modern day marketing. For example, I'm sure you've all seen the Dove soap commercials, and that is how to have softer skin. But now it's about real beauty, promising to help you embrace your natural beauty. And it's more about self-acceptance and self-love than about cleaning your skin. We have 30 seconds left. I am going to share this in our chat, in our shared Google Drive, but I did want to place in chat the link to our Marketing Mondays. If you do not have it, if you're a first timer here, this is our shared Google Drive for Marketing Mondays. I just placed it in chat. I would highly recommend opening it and saving it. That is our Google Drive. Now, what does that look like? Our shared Google Drive has every single Marketing Monday since last year in October in a folder by the date and the theme. When you click on it, you will be able to see all the handouts. And when you see this thank you note here, you click on it, it'll give you a description of our club growth team. And then you will also see notes And you will see the link to the Marketing Monday shared Google Drive. So here is positive psychology. There's nothing in it because it'll take me about 40 minutes to download the recording and to upload all the notes and the articles. Anything below the files, these folders here, this is all about club growth. This is our incentives, the winners that have won, and everything that's related to club growth. If you have some time, I highly recommend looking at all of them. But just remember, each of these folders, you click on it and you'll receive a link to the recording, all the handouts and everything there. Now I'd like to ask anyone to come off and mute, and I want to hear your takeaway for tonight. Any takeaways? Anyone?
That even though something might be stressful, have a positive attitude and believe that you can increase your membership with hard work and communication with your president.
Excellent, excellent. Anyone else?
I would say that Norman Vincent Peale wrote The Power of Positive Thinking in 1952. And early on, I learned that optimism is better than pessimism. If you have a sunny side, the sunny side of life is always better. That's it.
Thank you, Harold. Remember that hero model. It will all be in our shared Google Drive. Anyone else? Yes. Aisha, District 68, welcome.
Thank you. Yes, being positive spreads positivity around, and everybody else will feel cheered up, even if they had stress.
Yes, I'm sure we've all walked into a Toastmasters meeting with lots of things going on or just happened or feeling stressed. But what if we walked in and said, I get to do this today, just for an hour, and then you share and spread that sunshine like Harold was saying. Anyone else? What is your number one takeaway?
There's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Thank
As
you.
the old saying goes.
Yes, thank you, Martha. Anita?
There's always a takeaway. We just have to reach out and grab it and then run with it. You know, you can't play football if you don't intend on catching the ball. And if you miss the
Come on,
ball,
Anita.
you'll get another chance.
Anyone else? Thank you, Anita. Z, I see you smiling.
I can't top all the great responses we've had. I think even Marketing Mondays is a great start.
Yeah.
It keeps us positive and remembering that we can. We get a chance too.
We get to be here tonight. We get to share 30 minutes by learning where everyone is from and their home clubs and hearing their takeaways and their thoughts and their participation. We get to do this. 37 of them. Gail?
Anything's possible if you believe.
Excellent. Excellent. Mary?
People are always watching what you're doing. So it's important that you model the way.
Oh, there we go. Excellent. Janetta, you've been quiet.
Yeah, I'm just soaking it in. This is great. I always choose joy every day. There's no other way. Oh, and that rhymed.
Yeah. Contagious.
That's a good tagline. That's excellent. Carmela? Marshall? Carmela, are you here? Carmela?
She went to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Jude? Marshall?
Yes. In every Toastmaster meeting, you get a chance to do something, participate, be involved, inspire, change.
Oh, that's deep. That's good. Every Toastmaster meeting, you get to do something, change, inspire. I like that. Andy?
Elizabeth, what I'm really thinking, my takeaway is, I've been to a lot of meetings where people have made complaints about having a big workload. And it really made me realize how important it is to not spread that message to new members, like being positive and being upbeat about what we're doing will make a difference for ourselves, but also greatly change the views and the experience that visitors have.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you so much. Troy?
I would just say hope. That's a great acronym. With hope, anything is possible.
That's right. Very nice. Okay, Lang? Jude?
Never look down, always look up.
Oh, very good. I like that. Excellent. Carmela, are you back? Lang? Okay, any final thoughts? Are we all going to take positive psychology back to our clubs? Every time you hear someone say, oh, I have to, what are you going to say?
I get to.
You get to.
You get to, yay. And I like how Marshall ended it. Not only do you get to, but you get to learn and grow and achieve and become better. Love it. And Jonetta, what is your rhyme? We're going to add that at the tagline.
I'm going to have to look back at the recording.
It's something to do with joy.
I choose joy every day.
I choose joy.
There's no other way.
There's no
There
other
you
way.
go.
Yes. Very good.
I think that's right, Ryan. Is that what I said?
It was.
I choose joy every day. There's no other way. It must be in my DNA. Oh, that's it.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
We're going for a haiku.
Yes.
Yeah. A triad. There you go.
That's great. Okay.
I'm going to have to write that down. I'll never say it again.
It has been
Print
a
it out
pleasure.
and put it over your computer.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. Any final thoughts before we say goodnight?
Thank you for the nice, resourceful program. We appreciate. Yes.
Yes, thank you. This is inexpensive psychology, or less expensive than going to my therapist.
One of my favorite sayings is, if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay, I like it. Thank you, everyone.
Gratitude and joy are contagious.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Have
Good
a
night.
great
Good
week.
night. Stay
and we'll
safe.
see
Good
you
to see all of you.
Thank you all. Good night.
Take care, Aisha. Nice meeting you.
And nice meeting you
Bye-bye.
too. Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
for being
Yes,
here.
love
Bye.
4 different districts.
Yes, and Anita. Yes, bye.
You're making quite an impact, Elizabeth.
I think it's spreading.
It's a ripple effect, right?
It is. It's spreading
Yeah.
from district to district.
Thanks for my new tagline.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use it.
You should.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Take care.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for doing this.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here, Anita. Okay, see you next week. Everyone have a wonderful week.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.